Hello and welcome to Past Your Bedtime. My name is Bev, and on today's episode I'm joined by two right characters from the Yorkshire farming community, the Blakey Brothers. If you've not heard of them before, I'm pretty sure you will do over the coming months, because these lads are already becoming an internet sensation. Entertaining, knowledgeable, passionate about farming and rural matters, and downright hilarious in their videos, where you'll find them admiring tractors from yesteryear, appreciating wildlife, supporting other farmers and raising local issues with the authorities, or simply taking the mickey out of one another. To be honest, Craig is usually the butt of Martin's ribbing, which is almost constant. Poor Martin was suffering a bit of a cold during our conversation, which, as he said, would give Craig even more opportunity to bang on about tractors. I'm so grateful to the guys for letting me spend some time with them down at their yard in Church Fenton, and for agreeing to be my very first guests on this podcast. Here we are, kicking off with how it all started. And I had asked if I could come and spend an afternoon or some time with you, which you graciously accepted. And we did that a few weeks ago, which was absolutely amazing. I didn't ask you a ton of questions while I was there, and I'm sure some of them I never will do, but how did you come to be on that farm, or did you acquire that farmland later in life? Because you both told me a bit about your beginnings. So do you want to recap how you got into this, where it all started for you?
You want to start first, Craig?
Yeah. Well, I, from age of 10, 11, just used to follow combines around. Tractors and combines, used to watch. Even we lived at council estate at Ullerscale, one of the fields backed right up to the fence. I remember even when around like watching old forts and majors plough it, rigs and furrows, up and down field. Chap called George Bell used to wear a berry. He had a farm cottage at village. Used to take tractor home at lunchtime, park it up, leave it running because it won't start, go have his dinner, then come back. And then from there, I sort of started to follow combines, tractors as they progressed through the years. I started working on a small dairy farm in Ullerscale called Pines Farm. And I used to take milk round Ullerscale for the horse and cart and told kid who I worked for.
Oh, this was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, so we had a pony and trap.
Oh, Peggy, wasn't you?
Yeah. When we first started, it was to deliver farm bottled milk. So it was green top milk, which were bottled on farm. Tops were put on, weren't no fancy production line. You had your bottle tops, and then you'd just a rubber press, and you put your top on, you put your press on it, seal it, and that's how it was all done there. So I started there. First wage was £16.44 per week. That's how far we going back. Did a bit of tractoring and that, and then wanted to broaden my horizons a bit. So I went to another farm in Little Penton, 200-acre farm. Started working there, really enjoyed that, and were there for about 13 to 14 years. But doing a few things in among us. I mean, do you want to start your bit? Then I don't go on too much because I have some more to say.
I think that ship sailed about 5 minutes ago, Craig. Were you going on a bit? But anyway, yeah. So, funnily enough, I didn't start off in the pony and trap delivering milk. I left school. I mean, neither of us went to university. We weren't remotely interested. We thought we could change the world as we were, didn't we, Craig? So we went. I went to a place called Stockwell Stud. It was a stud farm where stud stallions, but it was also a 1,000-acre farm. So I went doing both those things. I was riding out at 16 on race horses, breaking them in, and working on the farm in the afternoon. So that's where I started. And then I went from there. I worked with Deborah Easterby. I worked for her father. And we did horse racing information and booklets and things like that. And then I went working with Craig when he formed a company called Agrimech.
Well, Blakey
Tractors originally, then Agrimech. And Craig were doing contracts in agricultural engineering. So I went to work with him as running the welding shop, because I went to college, Ask and Brian, but I did a separate course welding for repair, so it fitted in quite nicely, Craig.
Yeah, I have to say, Martin is a good hand. He could weld. He could weld. He could stroke that welder on, and he could weld anything.
Yeah.
But someone come in and it looked like somebody had thrown an hand grenade into it, and it were unrepairable. But it could actually see a way forward to carve it up, put a few slits in it, push it together and weld it up, and you could get somebody coming in at middle of the afternoon with something that looked like a write-off. At 5 o'clock, they could be going out with it. Maybe it won't quite look the same, but it work. In the middle of harvest or whenever, that's worth a lot.
I wish you told me that 30 years ago, Craig. I've asked for a rise. Craig, all used to come out. How long is it going to be? Come on.
And when
Fresher.
when I was at Little Fenton, I started buying second-hand tractors. So I rented a yard in Little Fenton from British Gypsum, actually. And I started pulling tractors down there, then busting them up for spares. And then we went a little bit further and we started bringing combines up down there until somebody got wind of it. I mean, it were rented as just a yard for tractors, but we ended up with about 15 combine harvests. They're all bust up.
Get reported.
Breaking them up for parts.
Gypsum and said, right, I want them all off. And I'm only young. So I want all this lot shifting. So I'm going to do this. So I've been paying about £1 a year and to make sure they got it. So I went to the solicitor. He says, right, if you've done that, he says, we can call the shots. So I did leave. I didn't move off. We didn't have to move off as quick as they wanted me because I've been paying the rent.
Yeah.
We proved that it'd gone out from my bank into their coffers. So that proved that I've been renting the yard. So it made it a little bit easier. So then I moved from there. Then we moved to where we met you, at Willow Farm. And we used to do all the repairs and contracting and goodness knows what from there.
And from there, Craig, you started buying little bits of land up and the woodland.
Yeah.
And things, and that's how it all kicked off.
Yeah, bought a few bits of land, local land under with one or two landowners.
The woodland's lovely, and I know you've got something like 200 nesting boxes, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
On that patch of land. So
Brilliant.
There's a strong, like watching your videos and that, obviously it's predominantly around the tractor side of it, and that's, I'd probably guess, where most of your following's coming from. But you showed me around parts of the land that you've got. I think the other passion the pair of you have got is around the wildlife and the protection of that, and education as well. Tell us about the beekeeping piece. How did that come about?
I think that's you, Craig, didn't you?
Yeah, one of the old kids back in days is no longer in this area now, but he just asked about a bit of land, really, because the Bagstash beekeepers are the oldest beekeeping association in the country. And he just asked about a bit of land, so we sorted them a piece out, and then it went from there, really. Well, and we did a bit of work with them, helped them get it to where they wanted it to be, and as they progressed with that, do it fencing and whatever they've wanted, sort of get it for nothing. And if we can do as much as we can for nothing for them, just to aid it, it's good.
We've had some good filming down there. Best of all, Craig, we get some lovely honey every year, don't we? And it is
some real good honey,
unpasteurised, fresh honey. There's nothing like it.
I've been telling people about the fact that you told me about. If you drop pure honey onto a plate and let it settle, it reverts back to its honeycomb.
Put some tepid water on it, drink it on top of it, and just let it'll come back. And it's that, and that's what it is. So the muscle memory.
Yeah.
Is that the goal? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, genetic memory.
Yeah.
So they're really well established now. They have a lot of hives down there. They make a lot of honey, and it's perfect because it's in the wood, but it's south facing. Bees love the sun, so as it comes up, it goes round, and it's south facing, and there's all the wildflowers around there, so it's absolutely perfect. So we're proud of that, aren't we, Chris?
Yeah, and birds that are in there. We've got green woodpecker, red woodpecker. We've got kites, buzzards. There's everything that you can imagine in there. Food chain.
I've never seen a red woodpecker before. Do you mean a great spotted?
Yeah.
I have to say, there isn't such a thing.
Yeah. I mean, we have a charity. We run a charity. We set a charity for that woodland and others that we run. But we finance that wholly ourselves now. For the last probably 10 years, that's been financed wholly by us. We don't take any grants or anything like that. All the costs and
we just look after it, don't we? It's easier.
Yeah. By the time you're finished, it's easier just to sorting it out with it. And to be fair, one of the woodlands which we have had some trouble with planting and some losses with the different climate things that we're having each year with trees. We've put about £60,000 into that woodland to keep it right. and
Yeah.
we're still sort of ongoing with
But
it.
it will be right, Craig. I mean, it's like, is it about 14 acre of native trees there?
Yeah.
I mean, we lost them all one year when we planted because it was a drought. It was terrible. We planted them all up. This year, it's as good as we've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's a really coming. But you've got to put the work in. Putting the work in sort of from late spring, just keeping the bracken down because you can't spray the bracken now. So we've got that. It has to be done mechanically. So you've got to be there. You've got to do what you said you're going to do, and we have done. And it's starting to pay off now.
What we really hear is why we do it all ourselves now is red tape bureaucracy and dragging the feet from us over a grant, a small grant. It's not worth us sit here, hassle, filling forms in and jumping through it. It's not worth it. It's easier just to do it ourselves and sort it out because it really, and then there's all the checks afterwards. It's almost as if these people, they have to keep themselves in work. So they create problems.
They create jobs.
They're
very, very good at creating jobs. And that's not just in this area
sector.
It's in the farming sector. It's in every area where there's far too many people in suits creating a job. And whenever you see a suit coming into the yard, if it's got a little, is it a lanyard, you call them? It's got a business card around a piece of balers round his neck. They usually go out at yard and they want some money. Or they want something.
The problem is a lot of the departments in council are self-funding.
Yeah.
So the fines and everything they do pay their wages, which is consequently why they try to get you into trouble. And that's what happens. And that is exactly what happens. Same as a parking department, self-funding.
To coin one of my favourite phrases, used a lot, they'll only prosecute an honest man.
They will. So we're happy to take them on and meet them head on. We will not.
I know you've done
Don't pussyfoot around anymore. We don't pussyfoot around them. They're not. They've no power. They think they've got power till you call them out, and you prove they're wrong.
Yeah.
Then back down.
And when you're dealing with them, just keep a paper trail.
Yes.
Try and record everything that's happened every time. Make sure everything. Because they can. I mean, I've known them make some people badly where they're at them and that. And I mean, I used to get a bit like that. Used to put me up back foot.
Yes.
You always in villages. You're always
on back foot.
You're always on back foot because if you do something there's always somebody looking over edge at what you do, and you've just got to be so careful. But it doesn't bother me as much as it used to now because I've seen how some of these departments operate and they leave a lot
I think Craig. I mean, Craig used to be on parish council. And he was a good parish councillor, along with, I think, Sarah Chester, Rothingham in your time.
Yeah.
Good parish councillors. But what that tends to do, you get a lot of enemies in the village who don't like you calling them out. But fair play to Craig. If he thought they needed calling out, he did it. So gathered a lot of enemies. But I have to say now, with what we're doing and everything we're doing, everybody's sort of coming back into that.
It's working well. We do a lot for village. We do a lot for Christmas. In fact, we started sorting Christmas out already by
Sunday, weren't we?
Moving some tyre trees down to the cadets, where all the cadets are going to get them decorated up. So things like that. So we'll have to go.
I mean, apologies for my voice, Bev. I'm not used to talking this much. I'm filming Craig doing all talking, but I haven't got close office, losing my voice. But
that's okay.
So now, I think we're in a great village. It's in a great place.
Main thing I'm bothered about his voice, Bev, is that just to make sure he's all right this weekend. There's a big weekend on this weekend.
He's going on about this farming museum.
No,
you want something?
I appreciate it because it is terrible trying to do a recording when you've got a sore throat.
I'll take one for team, Bev.
It's only got a bit of a cold.
I'll take one for team.
Have a hot toddy. You say about the charities, and again, there's like a lot of themes coming through the stuff that you're putting out on social media that you're passionate about, and I love the way that you draw attention to causes, big and small, and I think you're getting known for the following that you've got, so people are approaching you. Am I right? Just to sort of say, can you give us a?
Oh no, if somebody's got a problem, it's you call the B team, Blakey team, A team.
You're getting a number of nicknames, aren't you? The lady from Radio BBC York said that Yorkshire's answer to Jeremy Clarkson, so that moniker might stick.
That's a great compliment.
It was. I do quit behind him though.
I think of you as, have you heard of American Pickers?
Yes.
Yeah. So I think you're like Yorkshire pickers, right? Especially when you do like the hedgeback finds.
I think
Where you get a bit of rusty gold.
yeah, the key is to saying it exactly as it is. No fluff, no nonsense. Say it as it is. And if you offend somebody, hard luck. But what we've always said is no script. We just talk as it is, isn't it? And if people don't like that, hard luck. And I think that's what people are enjoying. A lot of the comments.
I think it's what people tune into, isn't it? Authenticity. That these are guys that have lived lives and have got some expertise and a bit of opinion thrown in there. It's harmless to
your old opinions, really.
I think there's so much AI stuff on the internet now, and it's just nonsense. You know, it stands out a mile. We're totally against that. We like to call it, and it's working boots as it is.
Yeah.
We don't take it Mickey out of each other. It's all part of it.
It's really, I mean, you'll go onto some. There's a lot of YouTube stuff out there, and you'll see. I've seen that there's tractors, and then the sound that is coming from the screen is not from that tractor. So when I watch that, it's drawn. There's just no draw. You see a tractor, it sounds like it's going through about 50 bloody gears. It just don't happen, does it?
No.
Yeah, I was watching. So I follow PX Farms, which is a big arable farm, down in Cambridgeshire. And one of their films last week, they were saying they do a lot of drone footage of their estate, but they're bumping in almost to other drones. So invading drones, if you like. People are filming across their plots, and of course, there's a risk there. You've got machinery working, and that's obviously what these people are trying to film. But when they set it up for their own recordings, they let their drivers know, we're going to be in this field, we're going to move to that field. But then they're getting just anybody with a drone, filming their
trying to cash in.
And it's wrong on many different levels. So, and I guess that sort of stuff gets put out there on the internet, just random tractor footage.
Yeah, people
do. I've been
no background to it either.
I've been watching a few where they're going around sort of doing tractors. But what we try to do is slightly different. Is that talk about tractors? No, I'm probably driven them.
Yeah.
Know why they break down. What were their issues? How many were made? Were they reliable? All that sort of stuff. Yeah. That puts some meat onto bones, doesn't it? Then that you're not just flashing around with a camera.
With music playing.
There's a bit of music here on. We've got a tractor. It's painted red. That's got some big tyres on. That's not interesting. People want to know, when folks bought them, why did they keep them, or why did they not keep them very long? Where were they made? What were workforce like? As in British Leyland, Leyland's made in Bathgate. Reliability issues. We know all that. We've got it. It's all there.
It's all up there.
It's just really interesting stuff, and you can bang that out when you're talking about tractors, and it makes it a lot more watchable and listen. But listen,
as of yet, we haven't had any drones following us around.
Not yet.
Not yet. I mean, there
might come.
Just wonder, because my lad has one.
Yeah, but with if there's hybrid in our space, I might get introduced to a 12-bore shotgun.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
A question for you then, Craig. So a friend of mine suggested. I live on the North York Moors, as you know, and there's nothing in this village. Pub, shop, post office, nothing. So my nearest pub's about 3.5 miles away. So he suggested that I get a little pub tractor, right, just to go for high days and holidays up to the pub on. So what if I was to get a pub tractor? What tractor should I get?
Would you want one with a cable?
Yeah, winter.
I think so, for those rainy, windy days.
You'd probably go for something like that. You'd probably go for a Ford. Nice little Ford, 4600 or something like that. Not very thirsty. Nice,
reliable
cab, pretty reliable.
Cost to start every time.
Cost to start with them, and go for a 4600 because you've got the gears on the floor rather than the column, and they're very, very bomb-proof. Very bomb-proof. There is
when were they made?
Go for a massive 550, 575, but I think the Fords are the ones which are basically they are bomb-proof.
And a small caveat on there, probably not that bomb-proof, depending on how much you've had to drink on way back, Beth. So just remember that.
Yeah, there's no the 4600 were stopped being made in probably 1977. So there's no sat nav on them and auto steer.
AdBlue? No?
No, AdBlue.
Only thing's blue and it's colour.
Craig hates AdBlue.
I know.
No, you've noticed, have you?
Anything to do with stuff that just makes it hard.
Well, going back to what you were saying when Martin was welding, you know, effectively that's a dying art because you can't just pull things back by welding this and that onto them when it's made of plastic or carbon fibre or, you know, or
We were flat out welding as well.
Yeah.
Craig. Yeah, absolutely flat out.
And you could, and some good jobs.
Yeah, good jobs. Yeah,
Good welding jobs and good jobs that lasted. Maybe
Yeah.
you had a good job.
but a lot of that machine that's gone now, Craig. It's all massive new machinery, massive tractors. So all that side of things has slowly petered out, hasn't it?
It has, yeah. I mean, I was watching a farm the other day, and they have some John Deere, I think it's 8 or 9 RXs. They said, we're going to change. We said, if we don't change, we happen to be here in a couple of years. Says, there's that, show the tractors, a tractor going out field there. Says, that's 35,000 quid when they swap all them tracks. And none of you use it for certain jobs. So we're looking at probably getting one with tyres on, with wheels on.
Yeah.
So we can use it a little
for more stuff.
Applications. And that's the way it'll get.
I mean, that's what we are getting a lot of is how much things cost in farming now, from machinery, sprays, fertilizers, men. Well, that's against what you're getting for your produce. Doesn't add up.
No.
Just does not add up. I mean, there was a chap on one that Craig is saying, so I think wheat was £170 a tonne and the break even was about 200.
Yes.
How's that work?
No.
It's obviously worse if you're on rented land. But I don't know if you've heard, but Velcourt, you know, Velcourt farming, if you just look that up, Velcourt have now dropped 20% of their land, which they look after. And they've dropped it because they basically can't afford to do it.
It's ridiculous. It's as if this government are trying everything they can to force farmers out of business.
Put blockers on, really.
There's no help at all.
Is it the worst? Do you think it's the worst it's been in the last 30, 40 years?
It is in our life.
In our life, we've got the highest energy bills in the world. In the world. I mean, that's insane. When we're surrounded by oceans full of oil and gas. All our gas is coming. Is it Norway? The crude oil comes from America. We've got loads of it here. With businesses and farming are paying 60 pence per unit more than any other country in Europe for electricity. It's forcing them out of business. And this government can't see that. Then you've got all the carbon tax, Greg.
Yeah, there's a carbon tax coming in. And that's on the 1st of January 2027. And that carbon tax on a big bag of fertiliser, I think they're talking £50 to £70 a tonne. So that's on top of extra. I know that it's not farming, but they're talking about putting that on cement as well. So what's lit price
industry?
Everything that you do is just it's up. It started with red diesel, didn't it? On plant, that's all on white diesel now. So it just has a knocking effect on everything.
I saw they were on about knocking the inheritance tax back, weren't they?
Yeah, last week.
I saw an interview with an MP today. I forget what it's called. He's a real clown. I don't think they will.
It down much, Martin.
Very weak, very, very weak. And he said, no, we've done that and that stays. So it's just ridiculous.
There's a report come out about how they could actually do it and still benefit farmers and benefit government. I don't know how that's going to work, really. What somebody did say, said if they could do something with inheritance tax, they'll slash DEFRA budget.
So they'll take it away from somewhere else.
They'll rob Peter to pay.
They'll give them one and take back because that's what they do. But they've done that much to upset Applecart now. They'll just take some, bring him back.
There's no way back. We're on the brink. It's just, I mean, everything is being screwed down that tight in this country. Food's gone, everything's gone up, fuel, everything. I'm going to struggle to get back.
I ordered some diesel this morning, so I generally have a good chat with my diesel supplier. And he said he says, diesel is short. It is in short supply.
Really?
Diesel, yeah. So because the refinery, the Lindsay refinery, that's shut down now. So they've emptied all their diesel. That's all gone now. And there's another one I think it's going to shut down. And he said in the east, like Lincolnshire, next year, he said everything will be expensive, potatoes, everything, because of the diesel. And they're having to bring it. I mean, he said he was bringing some of his from Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
Crackers.
So and that's a cost going back. So there's worse to come on diesel front, and we haven't seen it yet. But I think as things progress and these refineries are shutting down, and they never reopen,
No, they won't.
that's going to have a right old knock-on effect on price of diesel, and we'll see that next year. It's coming. That's round the corner.
And if you ask, when they get asked a question, none of them can answer a straight question. They've been asked, in Commons. Starmers avoids answering any question. And any MP that starts his answer with, "Let me be very clear about this,"
So you can know it's not going to be.
That's clear as well.
And you have to think of the 68 million people in UK. That's the best we've got. That front bench is the best we've got for industry. It's Ed Miliband, come on. He hasn't got a clue about this net zero. All scientists who are not on payroll have debunked it. It's costing. That's why bills are £300 more than it should be. It's nonsense.
Yeah, he said they would have come down to
But they've gone up. They've gone up £300.
So he's off the mark with that. But I mean, you can't blame farmers for wanting to get solar, can you? Farming's not paying. If they're going to somewhere, get maybe a 30-year contract and bank some solar lights up, and it'll keep cart up wheel, who wouldn't do it?
Yeah, they're going to do it.
I mean, we're not going to be hypocrites here. I mean, it was like when my time at parish council, somebody wanted to get some planning permission at the back of the church there, and
you supported it,
and I supported that. In fact, I resigned off parish council because I couldn't sit there and say I didn't agree with it, because I said if it were mine,
I'd do the same.
And so would everybody else.
Anybody else would.
Everybody else would find more reasons to want it than not to want it. That are some relationals badly, or that needed someone.
Yeah.
Find reasons and find a way.
For solar, but there's lots written about. You can still put your sheep out on the field with solar panels.
I mean, that's not. Yeah, that's a bit of grazing, but it's not. It's not.
A friend of ours,
going to change anything.
A friend of ours, it's good. He's running it with some solar panels, not on his land, but
next door.
And we'd met with the CEO of this company. Could put some sheep. Can we put bullocks? Well, no, not really. They might be a little bit big to be paddling around glass. Bullocks on.
Yeah, big bullocks.
Total bullocks.
There'll be a lot of farmland disappear for solar panels.
And trouble is, once it's gone, it's 50 years. That wheel of gone by the time it gets back.
Yeah. Well, it takes years to get back. Windmills, they don't generate enough, and they cost a fortune. And the environmental impact is massive as well. Bear in mind, they're all made in China, most of them, using coal power stations.
Are any other members of your family involved in farming? I know you've got boys, haven't you?
3 boys.
I have. They're all involved with it. Where Ben's at Ritten Farm Services, at Tatcaster, and he's one of the combine mechanics. Is come on good as Ben. He's very good. Simon's, he works at for himself. He works at a local farm. He also does drone spraying, cleaning. He'll be cleaning glass houses, shading glass houses, and probably eventually cleaning solar.
Probably.
Yeah, as well. Since there's a bit for everybody, isn't there?
Yeah.
And he also does spraying and seeding, cover cropping with drone.
Right.
So he's heavily involved.
Mine not so much. You are youngest. Wait, does landscape gardening? Does he?
Yeah.
Stan's a good lad. He's
outside lads.
Outside lad. Well, apart from that, I mean, Matt lives in Miami and he's into real estate. So
that's very different.
Totally
so do you think
different.
Are the boys positive about it? I mean, they're sticking in the industry and they're going where the innovation is. Do you think they're optimistic?
I think they are optimistic. I mean,
they have to diversify. As things change, they'll stay in, but they'll have to diversify to keep up.
Which they are doing.
That's what they're doing.
I mean, Robert's, he's a pig man as well. So he'll farm during the day. His main job every morning, go look after about 4,000 pigs, sort them out, and he's good at it. He's just taken to it like a duck to water, really. And he's out early. He's gone today to take he's doing some sort of a test today, a spray test or something. So they're at it all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
In the blood. And where do you think
looking for something else.
where do you think you both got your interest in it from? Was it inherited, or was it just a bit of luck?
Growing up in a little village surrounded by farmland.
Yeah.
And we had, even from a young age, like Craig said, in early teens, we had an opportunity to go stacking bales. And that's where it came from for both of us.
Yeah,
really, wasn't
yeah,
it?
it was the farming village which kicked it all off really with Joe Cook's West Farm. It's been built on now. I mean, old Joe's gone. But I mean, Joe Cook's dairy farm. It's used to milk cows. It used to milking cows. We'd go stacking, like men said, stacking bales. They'd have a 135 with what they call a bale slave up front. They'd pick 6 bales up. You'd stack them on 4-wheel rollers.
Yeah.
And then when you got paid, you'd have a listed kitchen of how old you were and what rate you'd be paid. There were none of this health and safety nonsense now. You'd go, you'd do your bit, you'd be on top at straw. There'd be 2 of us sat up mudguard at 135, square mudguards at 135. I think it was Tom Appleyard driving tractor. Yeah. He's gone now, unfortunately. Tom Appleyard driving tractor, 2 rullies fastened together, no lighting boards. Just go on and did job. And
we've no chance of doing that now.
It was good, though. They were good days. They were really good days. And they used to come into the field, if you were lucky, and you get a bit of it. It'd come with a mini milk churn full of sweet tea, ham sandwiches, and plum pie, which
from his orchard with his housekeeper. Yeah, happy days.
I mean, it were a grand fella, wasn't it? I mean, it was tight. It were watertight, fella, but it were a grand fella. I mean, when housekeeper first went in the kitchen, he says, "Oh, don't touch curtains." That's why not. He says, "Where?" Jumped to bits. There were them net curtains and they've been there that long. If you'd have put in a feather duster across them, they'd have just turned to ash. It's stuff like that you remember, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I think we've all got memories like that.
And as he got older, we'd go repair stuff down there as well. And go repair, ride and mow with it he'd been doing. Put it grass near their house and dripping over dog chain. I got dog chain wrapped round. My dog were all right, obviously.
So that's where that came from.
Yeah.
Early days.
Down front times.
Progressed to where we are now. Which is totally out of our, well, it was out of our comfort zone, which it's not now, obviously.
So what do you think is next for this journey that you're on with the social media channels? I mean, have you got any plans to expand or carry on doing the same thing?
Keep going as we go in and see how we get approached.
Yeah.
We already had the Radio York, which were great, so it's we're just happy to sit back, keep doing it and just see what happens.
I can see you being up for some awards. I want to see the pair of you in tuxedos down in London.
I think we're still gaining about 500 followers every 24 hours. So that's good.
Yeah.
That's still really, really going. So
it tipped 35,000 this morning. And it's about 1,200 now, I think.
So it's about April?
Pardon?
Yeah,
it's about April.
6 months, something like that. So it's not bad, that is it?
Incredible.
But we don't. I'm sure we'll. I mean, when we went on Radio York, and we're now on the official BBC website with the film. And all, they said you'd probably start getting approached to do things, So as I say, we're happy just to do whatever comes along. It'll be good fun.
We're not scripted. We don't do script.
You can't tell.
Did you not? Not reading it off our phone.
It's just off the cuff and talks like that, and too many. You see, too many things now where it's just got there's that scripted.
It's wooden.
It's wooden, and it's not sort of watchable anymore, is it? And there's that many of them, and they're all the same.
We said a few farming programs. I won't mention them, obviously, but so on. It's almost like, right, that's the sheep, and shall we go have a cup of tea? Yeah, could have a sandwiches. Well, it's all nonsense.
What you need is
you want something like that.
You need old hands. Well, you need a few one-liners chucking in there as well, don't you?
It's just
it don't go right all the time. Do you just want a few one-liners putting in, and just nothing runs perfectly, does it?
No, I think a lot of media tend to wrap it in this fluffy cotton wool. Everything's fantastic. Fluffy lambs, kids playing, go home, have a lovely farmhouse tea, and everything's. It's not like that. That's why a lot of farmers like Clarkson, because He cuts right through all that. It's not like that.
Put it to the side, because farmers, when they're when it's this time of year, some of them are going to be in some moods. Some of them will get into a bit of a mood.
It gets depressing.
They get fed up with it and just so they can get a bit fiery, which is quite normal.
Yeah,
at this time of year.
Yeah, it must be. I mean, you're coming off the busiest time of the year for most farmers, I guess, and then looking forward to winter coming and all the joys that come with that. We've already had the start of the storms. I mean, there was a massive tree down in our village, Storm Amy. Now,
It's not a bad winter out there.
Yeah.
yeah, but you get one of those events, and you start to sort of think, okay, well, next it'll be a bit of flooding, and then there'll be more trees down because the ground is saturated, and it's not.
Whether you believe it or not, like the wild fruit on the trees this year is insane.
It's
Like,
massive.
I was collecting sloes at weekend. I've never seen so many. The branches are hung heavy. All the fruit trees in the wood, everything.
You were in for a hard winter.
And a few farmers have said it's a worrying sign.
Yeah,
So-
even crab apples,
Thousands.
and acorns. They just standing with your name just dropping, and all the time into
Yes.
and the tracks paved with acorns. So there's something that, I mean, maybe all moons have lined up together, but there's something slightly different. And I mean, everybody's had a good back end, haven't they? With drilling and
Potatoes drilling, it's all the
everything. Even strong land lads that have ploughed it early. Rain's come at exactly the right time. They've gone back in after it's rained and it's fallen like ash. So you've got a lot of seed beds, are like onion beds. And that's all gone in there. So I suppose the next thing they've got to look at is selling corn. Now, how much is that going to be? I spoke to one farmer, and he said his granddad always used to say, "We're only ever working for bank manager." He says, I've changed my view on that. He says, all we're working for now is seed merchants. Yes. And he says, they call it shops up price.
Yeah.
And everything. Same old thing, isn't it? Everything you sell is not worth anything. And then everything you want to buy
Is it through roof?
is a fortune. And that's exactly the same. That's what we were trying to put across. And it's like that.
And it's like the milkmen. I mean, you never ever see any of this in media. You know, about how many farmers are going under. So, you know, even if they put the price up 2 or 3 pence a litre on milk, it would help a lot of farmers survive.
At this point, the guys continue to talk about some of today's issues in farming. Although neither still work on farm, it's clear that they're deeply embedded in the local farming community and care about it so very much. This is no romantic, wistful look back at how things once were, but rather a take on how far removed policymakers are from the realities of farming. Their frustrations and passion are evident and echoed by many across the sector. I decided to cut the recording here, at least for this episode. Martin and Craig would go on to tell me more stories and share their views on the state of farming, all of which you'll hear in the next episode. I want to thank them again for spending time with me. You can find all their content on various social channels under the Blakey Brothers. I'll share some links in the show notes. And if you've enjoyed listening to this podcast, please like or subscribe or leave me a review. Thank you for listening. And if it is past your bedtime, then perhaps it's time to turn in. Until next time.